Many renovations in Kailua give you a new kitchen and call it a day, but this one gutted the whole house. New wiring, plumbing, roof, electric. Every system is updated and everything is permitted.
Sellers in this Kailua neighborhood are getting more than asking price on average. Not at asking, over it. And inventory is so tight that the trailing year produced just 2 closed sales. We are in Olomana on the windward side of Oahu, set back behind Maunawili and tucked up against the Ko'olau mountain range. What is happening in this neighborhood changes how you should think about buying or selling here. To orient you on Olomana, the neighborhood sits inland from Kailua Beach, behind the Maunawili area, with the Ko'olau Range and the famous Olomana Three Peaks rising right behind it. Smaller lots than Maunawili Estates, mostly built in the early 1960s, with a wave of recent renovations bringing the older stock up to current standards. It is one of the most supply-constrained pockets on the windward side of Oahu, and that scarcity is showing up in the numbers in ways most buyers are not prepared for. The fresh remodel hits you the second you step inside. The smell of a recently completed renovation. A waterfall kitchen island anchors the open layout, with new appliances all the way through, an oversized fridge, and a single basin sink that gives you actual room to work. The laundry is set just off the kitchen rather than inside it, which means you can run a load while you cook and not have it dominate the space. With dropping the first market layer here, the Olomana single-family market closed only 2 transactions over the entire trailing 12 months. That is not a typo. 2. Compare that to the entire Oahu MLS, which closed about 3,000 single-family transactions in the same window. Olomana is one of the thinnest traded pockets in the Kailua market, which is part of why every single sale here moves the data dramatically, and why finding inventory is the actual challenge for buyers. The home is single level throughout. Open floor plan, split ACs in every room, and a door from the dining area straight to the backyard. One of the smaller bedrooms sits just off this side. Walk-in closet attached. If Olomana, Kailua, or any neighborhood on Oahu is on your radar, the link in the description is the easiest way to reach me. Submit a private walkthrough request, or text or email me directly. And one thing worth knowing about Olomana specifically, there has been one expired listing in this neighborhood in the last 6 months, and one active home that has sat over 70 days. Those situations almost always point to off-market opportunities for the right buyer. Reach out and I will help you find the homes that are not actively listed. Now, the data layer that matters most for understanding what is selling in this Kailua market. The Olomana sold data over the last 24 months tells a clear story. Move-in ready, recently renovated homes here sell in 7 to 11 days at or above asking price. Older or dated condition homes take 36 to 48 days and close 5 to 12% below the asking price. That is not a slow market. That is a market that is rewarding move-in ready inventory and punishing aspirational pricing on dated homes. For buyers, what that means practically is the renovated homes are gone before you have time to think, while the older homes have negotiation room you can actually use. For sellers, it means condition matters more than location-specific demand right now. Buyers in Olomana want to walk in and not do work. The renovation premium between dated and remodeled in this neighborhood is real, measurable, and significant. Now, another piece of data to show you where the market is here and where it is heading. Months of supply. Months of supply tells you how long it would take to sell every active listing in the neighborhood at the current pace of sales if no new homes came on the market. Under 3 months is a seller's market. 3 to 6 is balanced. Over 6 tilts to buyers. Across all of Oahu, supply right now sits at about 3.3 months. The broader island is right at the edge between balanced and seller territory. Olomana, on the trailing 12-month window, sits at 0.5 months. That is the deepest seller's market in any Kailua neighborhood I have covered on this channel so far. Now the most powerful piece of data in this Olomana market report. Over the trailing 12 months, the median percent of list price received in Olomana sits at 102.4%. Sellers in this neighborhood are getting on average 2.4% over their asking price. The entire Oahu MLS sits exactly at 100%, meaning sellers across the broader market are getting their list, no more. So Olomana sellers are walking away with more than they listed for. For buyers, that means budgeting at the asking price is not enough. You may need to go $15,000 to $20,000 over to compete. For sellers, it means pricing right gets you bid up. Pricing aspirationally still sits. One pattern in the Olomana sold data worth pulling apart. When sellers in this neighborhood priced their renovated homes aggressively below market, they got bid up significantly. Two recent sales here listed at $1.375 million and $1.537 million. Both renovated, both excellent condition. They sold at $1.5 million and $1.661 million respectively. That is $125,000 and $124,000 over asking. The strategy is intentional. Pricing below the market triggers competing offers and pushes the final sale higher than what aspirational pricing would have achieved. For buyers, it means watch for underpriced listings carefully, because they will not stay underpriced once offers start coming in. Now back inside the home for a few quick stops. This room is technically a den, not officially a bedroom, but it could work as either an office or a guest space. The flexibility matters for buyers who work from home or need an extra room without the official bedroom designation. Quick word on what actually makes a room qualify as a bedroom in Hawaii, because most people get this wrong. Most people assume it just needs a closet. That is a common misconception. The actual building code requirement here is an emergency egress opening, usually a window large enough that someone could climb out of in an emergency. The window has to meet specific minimum dimensions, roughly 20 by 24 inches of clear opening, and the sill cannot be more than 44 inches off the floor. The room also needs to meet a minimum floor size, typically 70 square feet, and a minimum ceiling height. A closet is a marketing expectation, not a code requirement. So a room can have a closet and still not legally count as a bedroom if it does not meet the egress and size standards. This room has the closet, but it does not meet one of the other code requirements, which is why the listing markets it as a den or office rather than a fifth bedroom. The agent has been upfront about that distinction. For buyers who need a specific bedroom count for the way they live, or for financing purposes where lenders count bedrooms strictly, that distinction matters before you write an offer. The primary bedroom has the mountain backdrop, looking out toward the Ko'olau Range. The primary bath is straightforward, shower, walk-in closet attached, plenty of storage. Nothing fancy, but it does the job. One thing worth pointing out about the layout overall. This home is single level throughout. No stairs anywhere. For buyers who value a one-story layout, that is harder to find than you would think in Kailua, where many of the renovated homes go vertical to maximize square footage on smaller lots. Single level also means the primary suite, the den, and the other bedrooms all sit on the same floor, which keeps the home feeling open and connected instead of split across levels. The walk-in closet attached to the primary is a meaningful detail at this size of home. You get dedicated storage without giving up bedroom space, practical for daily routines and useful for anyone who shares closet space. Now the comparison layer that matters. Let me put Olomana in context against the other three Kailua neighborhoods I have covered recently. Coconut Grove sits closer to Kailua Beach, appreciating about 10% year over year. Keolu Hills sits up against the hills, more spread out lots, appreciating about 8.3%. Maunawili sits at the high-end premium tier, basically flat on appreciation but holding a 58% price premium over the rest of Oahu. And Olomana, the neighborhood you're watching now, has the deepest inventory shortage of all four, at 0.5 months supply, with sellers getting over asking on average. 4 Kailua neighborhoods, all within minutes of each other, all telling completely different stories. The pattern is the same: tight inventory, premium pricing, specific buyer pools. The differences are in pace, leverage, and price ceiling. A flood zone detail worth knowing about this property. The current listing is in Zone X, the lower risk designation. It matters for the buyer because Zone X typically means lender flood insurance is not required. Closing thoughts on this Olomana home and what this neighborhood is doing right now. Single level, 4 bedrooms or 3 plus a den, 2 full baths on a quiet cul-de-sac with mountain views from every angle. Listed at $1.795 million. Renovated to current condition in 2026, all permits complete. Olomana right now is the deepest seller's market of any Kailua neighborhood I have covered. 0.5 months of supply, sellers averaging over their asking price, move-in ready homes moving in single-digit days. If Olomana or any other Kailua neighborhood is on your radar, the link in the description is the fastest way to reach me. Submit a private walkthrough request or text or email me directly. I'm Oksana with Island Living Oahu at Keller Williams. Let's connect, and I will see you on the next one.